Hey everybody, welcome to Normal World. I'm Dave Landau.
I'm Quarterback Garrett. I'm going to be very quiet because I understand there was an audio issue yesterday. It hurt a lot of people's ears.
No, it's
I'm being
fixed.
concerned,
Is it corrected?
caring about you guys.
The person has been killed.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Thank God. Oh, hey, it's Angela.
Hey,
What's up?
I heard it was just their ear.
Cool.
we just wanted to make sure Trump could hear the show. It was a really good show.
Turn it up in the back.
It's like, yeah, you guys hurt my ear. We're like, that wasn't us, sir.
Thank you guys so much for watching the show and liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Tongue punch it right there. Hit it.
Tongue
Oh, I
punch it.
swear. There it is.
And subscribe.
That's you.
We should make the noise after that. Here, let's try it again. Ready?
Come back to me. Come back to me.
Got back to him.
Tongue punch that like button.
Sounds sexy.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was those two people just orgasming
At
all
the
over
same time, because you guys hit like, and I appreciate it.
And
Mutual.
Yes, this weekend I'm going to be in Omaha, Nebraska. I just want to point that out real quick. And also, I'm going to be at the Edison Improv on August 21st. But you know what you should do at the Edison Improv first?
What?
Go there tomorrow night because our guest is going to be there with Couples Therapy at 7:30 p.m. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. Jesse.
Hey,
Peyton.
what's up, man? Feels good to be back. Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming in, dude.
Absolutely. After that like and subscribe button that y'all hit, I'm coming figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
That's all.
I come
hell of a
here, I come
welcome.
in the studio, I come at the gym, I come
I
here.
come everywhere.
That's
It's
what I
fantastic.
do. That's how I do. How you been?
Good. I'm horny now, but it's cool to be here. Thank you guys.
It's our pleasure.
I appreciate it. It's like Chick-fil-A.
So are we.
Yes, it's the least we can do.
I'm happy to be back, Dave.
Yes, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
And then you've obviously heard some news, so we can get into some conversations. I don't know if you've checked the news. Some shenanigans went on.
I've been stuck in a hotel room for a couple of days. What shenanigans, though? I've been
Just a bunch of malarkey.
A whole bunch
You know?
of stuff.
Yeah.
I was promised no malarkey.
none.
It seems like there's a lot of malarkey going on.
Well, we there's malarkey. There's some.
I'm sick of it.
There's some nonsense.
I'm tired of it.
It's rough. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is Mark Hamill, who is perfectly sane
Very
gentleman.
sane individual that has only good takes always, especially when it concerns his own grandchildren.
Yes, you might remember him as Luke Skywalker, and
Anymore.
now he's just Luke Goodtimer, and he mocked Trump's oversized ear bandage. Apparently, so why don't we? I just want to put up a side-by-side quick picture of Trump's ear bandage and then the 1977 car accident bandage that Mark Hamill had. There we go. So if you just take a look.
That's
Yeah, one seems.
Actual.
If you want to just pop that back up on the screen, just so we can get your takes. Can you see that, Jesse?
Yeah, I loved Batman. That's the
Doesn't it look like when they took?
Face.
Yeah, it's like
takes his face off.
Face Off. Oh, Face Off. Now the Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
the Falcon of the opera.
That was the moment. That was the moment he changed. He was Luke Skywalker, and then he's Jake Skywalker.
I feel like he just finished off 100 guys and then took that photo.
Just cleaning up.
Like he's just the queen of money shots. But can you imagine, like, looking at this is your face, but then you're like, look how much his bandage is. It's stupid. Really?
That is a film.
Is it a film?
That is a film.
What's the film?
He's an actor.
Oh,
Oh.
it wasn't from his car accident.
No, it was from Empire Strikes Back.
That was.
That photo, yes, it was.
What was it for?
It was for the film. He got injured in the film.
Oh,
Because of the accident, actually, they had to like write it into the script.
oh, that's
Had
right.
his face all messed up.
But I thought it was because of the accident.
Well, it was because of the accident, but he was healed by that time.
Oh, I see.
Just saying it for the people in the back. I just want you guys to know.
There you go.
We are aware.
It's good to have an expert on the case.
Star
Yes.
Wars expert over here.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So he's allowed to have big, silly face bandages, and someone's not allowed to have a piece of cloth covering their bullet hole.
Accurate. Or pray during the prayer section of a speech. You know. Do you see that he made fun of Trump for falling asleep?
Seriously?
Yeah, it was during the prayer.
Oh, like Biden never does?
When there's no prayer happening.
All Biden does is nod off.
What are they doing with him?
He's like, hey, you believe a president would nod off? You're like, did you see that he nodded off during like serious things in China where we needed him?
They were dancing at the party, and he was doing the Weekend at Bernie's thing. Like he was just.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing for 4 years.
That's how it feels.
When did Trump nod off?
He didn't. That's what I'm saying. It was during,
during
the
the
prayer
prayer.
of
He just had his eyes closed.
The RNC, they were doing all this the ceremony there.
Yeah.
They had a moment of prayer. Everyone was praying, and there was a photo of Trump with his eyes closed like this,
Yeah.
as one does when they pray.
When they pray.
And it was taken by a bunch of
That's where
retards.
Yes,
You
that's
call them
where I
on the
was
internet.
confused.
They said he was falling asleep.
Yeah, because let's say he was falling asleep. He had a big day of getting shot.
It's been a big week.
But
A lot of things going on. This
even
week.
then,
I don't know a side effect of hydrocodone. I think nodding off is pretty par for the course.
exactly.
Post-assassination attempt. I don't know.
People are delusional.
I'm not an expert.
Like later that day, he's like, "Well, I got to go to a concert, and then tomorrow I'm off to the RNC where
Yeah.
everybody's gonna know where I am." Who does
I
that?
might show up to the UFC. I might do some
Yeah.
fights. Who knows? I'll be there.
I'd hate to see him after JFK got shot. Like, what is he? Just
Look
he
at
just
this guy. He's napping.
taking the day off.
Yeah, what a prick.
This is the Cold War right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at his change your dress, bitch, and get back out there and be a first lady. It's an
How
absurd-
unpresidential.
Oh, it's classless.
Be dead.
Did you see what a mess the limo is? So,
Somebody's got to clean that.
like, and then also you pointed this out. Didn't he put up a picture of him and his family, letting everybody know?
I just saw this floating around.
How
It's just a
TDS?
very funny photo.
Wow, this is the
It's the
Don't zoom in.
God.
Don't zoom in.
TDS is tedious.
wow.
Wow, this is. There's two of the most unhappy dogs you're ever gonna meet.
like at the one on the right is like
darkness, my old friend.
I've never seen I have seen I have in my timeline. It constantly fills in Instagram of horribly injured, cancerous dogs.
Oh, that's horrible.
No, but I do because I love watching them get saved.
Okay, so
And
it's
at
like
the
a-
end of them.
Okay.
But when you find the dogs, they have a happier expression than these dogs.
that one on the right just kills me.
He's just looking off into the distance, dude.
He's like, take me back to the SPCA.
Yeah, please.
I've been vaccinated 3 times.
If this is freedom, I don't want it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I get to go to the vet just hoping it's a kill shelter. Every day it's just bringing the leash over.
I ate a lot of peanut butter. Yeah, please, God, help me.
Oh my goodness.
Anything that's bad for dogs is just constantly trying to get chocolate and coffee.
Give it to me. There's a lot of TDS, dude. Like the reaction to the Trump assassination attempt has been wild. Like Hassan saying he was clip farming, and Destiny and his insane ramblings on Twitter was. I don't know if you saw. Did you see any of those? You know who
A little
Destiny
bit.
is?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of Destiny. Yeah.
Dude, just trashing people for attending a Trump rally, saying that it's completely fine to make fun of them and not care that a man was killed because he was at a Trump rally.
People were saying he set it up, that he actually was.
How do you do such a
No.
thing?
My thought was this, and if you did, like if you watched him right before it, like have you ever held a nail for somebody to hit with a hammer? Do you know the terror and like the haste and how still one gets then? Could you imagine a 20-year-old basement dwelling weirdo atop a slanted roof 130 yards away taking a shot, and you hope he hits where your earring stud should go?
Yeah, what a miracle shot.
Look at this guy.
And you're not like you've agreed to get shot in part of your head.
Yeah.
Seems like a weird area.
Yeah.
Like Trump would have been so still and just kind of putting his ear out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want you to hit me real close, super close, right there.
Oh, immediately I
Make it
saw
off the top.
I saw photoshops of people like he grabbed his ear, it was a little odd, and then he went down. It's like he grabbed the part of his body that was in pain, and then he went. You think that's odd?
Yeah.
Like if you
He
ever
went down
felt
like
pain-
wrestling.
right,
JFK grabbed his throat.
right.
I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah, when you feel pain, you tend to grab the area where the pain is and cover it. And then people are putting like a ketchup bottle. It's like, there are photographers everywhere.
Yeah, the whole thing was filmed.
Yeah.
There's photos, everything.
And again, yeah, the guy that they had, it's like, could you imagine like if that was who they hired to do this shooting? They're like, all right, Mr. Trump, we have this guy, and it's just like that emaciated 20-year-old. He's like,
the
no,
guy.
don't worry, I'm a really good shot. I got kicked out of my gun club in high school. Like, you know what? I want to rethink about this.
Makes a lot of sense.
I'm a registered Republican, but I donated $15 to the DNC.
I heard that was like an older guy, and well, there's rumors on the internet going around that wasn't him.
Oh, the names just
That
lined
the
up.
name
and-
lined up.
Okay, that's
But
funny.
who knows?
I wouldn't discount that because that was kind of a tactic that Antifa type
Yeah.
people would do. They would register as Republican and then vote for somebody that isn't Trump to mess it up.
Yeah.
Okay, his dad finally spoke today, I saw, and he said he just didn't like either candidate. And it's like, well, thank you, that helps. I'm glad we're
I think there's one that he did not
able to know why he did it.
I didn't like
He didn't like his choices. Yeah, I know whenever I go to a wedding and they're like, do you want chicken or fish? I just murder the bride.
Really, that's the only option.
Like, it's insanity. Like, oh, thank you, sir, for that levity. Is there anything else he may have...
Any other context you'd like to add to this?
Yeah. No? Okay. Why did he shoot up the school? Not a big science guy.
Fourth period, man. He couldn't take it.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's crazy. And then of course we started getting into this last night.
Yeah.
And it was Kyle Gass and Jack Black in
Tenacious D syndrome.
Tenacious D. TDS. Oh, well played, Angela.
Nice.
There's so much TDS.
Wow.
Yes. Tenacious D syndrome.
So this is after Jack Black went and did Joe Biden's, what was that? Some kind of like fundraiser a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember that?
Plot.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was that Jimmy Kimmel thing that he put on, right?
He was wearing that American flag.
Short suit.
Yeah, suit and all that stuff.
Oh,
I'm talking about it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a
talked
couple
about it
weeks
on the
ago.
show.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this was in Australia, but yeah, that was a couple weeks ago when he did that. And basically, it was a robot was singing "Happy Birthday" to Kyle. They said, "What do you want as your wish?" He goes, "Next time, you aim for Trump, don't miss."
Yeah.
It was a very quick, crass, stupid joke, whatever it seemed, and a lot of people are getting crazy about it. But it says, Jack Black announced on social media that Tenacious D's current tour will be canceled amid blowback against the band's partner Kyle Gass, who made the comment. Do we have the video?
We do.
Okay, let's play it.
Don't miss Trump next time.
That laughter. All that laughter and
And
applause.
applause. The way he says it, too, is so not with confidence.
Yeah, it sounded like a question mark at the end of that.
It's not like... And so many...
It's like, look, I get it. I would be mad about it because a man did die. A man did lose his life. Trump was actually shot. It's not just like they missed him. He was shot. It's a horrible thing to say, the context of it, but he's a comedian doing a show.
Like, he's not taking
He said a bad joke. I don't like it, but I don't want him canceled.
What a waste of a wish. You get anything.
Anything.
You get anything.
Giant robot man.
Yeah. How about Joe Biden is 25 years younger and not retarded?
Yeah, I bet he
wins.
I bet he wished he could rewind time.
That.
Well, the problem is like I understand people's anger towards it because we've been dealing with this for like the amount of time that we've been called racist, homophobics, Nazis, everything else, and it's like why? Because I thought a black cop shouldn't be killed in a riot, but meanwhile you've attacked me over how many things in the last couple of years when I've stood up and I've been semi-moderate on a lot of things, more than most, I would probably say, and. I get the point why people are upset, but also look at the performer. You're in the middle of something. It's you're just talking. It's loud. Like, I'm not saying that everybody has to, feel the way that I do, but you jump out and it's like you're canceling a tour. He came out immediately and apologized, which it's like
which is
never
actually
do.
like almost unprecedented. Like we would never ever get an apology. The fact that both of them came out and did apologize.
Well, and that Jack Black just totally denounced it and canceled the tour and said, I do not vibe with that.
It's like, look, they may be disingenuous and you may believe that they don't believe it, which is fine. It's possible.
I don't think they do believe that.
Hey, of course
it doesn't matter. I think the fact that they did apologize is a good sign. Think about all of the people that have said horrible shit the last
the Trump
almost
head,
10 years.
Kathy Griffin,
all of that.
What's
no apologies
what's not a
at
good
all.
sign is canceling anything. It doesn't matter. It's especially under the umbrella of comedy, under the umbrella of a joke.
Yeah.
Like you even said, it's a joke. And listen, I say a lot of distasteful stuff in my set, and it's par for the course of my shows. The name of my tour is the Unapologetic Tour because we don't apologize for the things we say because they're jokes. Do I agree with what he said? Unequivocally, no.
Right.
Should he be canceled? Also, unequivocally, no. You don't cancel somebody because they make a joke that you don't like. If it doesn't line up with you, you either don't subscribe, don't follow, don't buy a ticket, or block or dismiss. Yeah. But you never cancel. I don't think you cancel for anything that's words said on stage under the premise of comedy.
Yeah.
I agree, because we were saying this last night, and that was kind of my point too, is it's like, you're a comic. We've sort of had this monopoly on the fact of we're not about cancel culture. Like, remember when stand-up used to be able to say anything? There's that cartoon of like the stand-up in the glass case, where it's like, well, kids, that used to be a thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump on the exact same thing that we've been railing against for the last 6 years, put it in reverse and go against him. It's a performer who said something jackass, came out and said, look, I'm sorry. Jack Black, in the moment, you can see in the video, he's not okay with him saying it. So he was just kind of like, and who knows, maybe they said it backstage, or maybe Jack Black doesn't feel that way at all. Maybe he's never struck me as anything but apolitical. I mean, yeah, he went and did the benefit, but you hire a lot of people to do benefits. You know, it's not, it's, and he's allowed to vote for whoever he wants to.
I don't think the apology was necessary. I mean, I'm way on the other side of it, just because that's the realm that I live in. And if you start to do that, and if you start to have to withdraw, you start to have to, face the blowback because people don't like it. If you don't like it, don't subscribe, don't watch, don't tune in.
That's why I think in this rare case, there was some validity to the apology, is because he did it before they decided to do all this stuff to him. Mm-hmm. It was like an instant, like, all this stuff kind of happened after he was like, look, I'm sorry, I didn't, because even when he says it, there's no confidence in his voice. And then he's dropped from his agency, and it's like, oh, the Hollywood agents who were like, we would never say anything bad about Donald Trump until
egad,
this morning.
That is interesting, the sea change in that energy. All of a sudden, he's getting canceled. Australia's removing their visas. I've heard stuff like that. They've canceled the tour. They might not be doing creative stuff together. Like, there's this whole energy shift that we had not seen before of somebody saying like that. That's really interesting.
But have you not heard of guys like Daniel Tosh and Anthony Jeselnik? What this guy said is so benign relative to like where these guys idle, and they're selling out theaters around the world. Like,
there's a difference to me. What Kyle did is making a joke on stage during a comedy show. Could not agree with it. It doesn't matter. It's still a joke. And Destiny going on Twitter and saying that somebody that got killed is just one less Trump voter. And like there's a difference there. There's a joke and one is
it's
hate.
The intention behind.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also, wasn't this the night of?
Neither should be. I want to clarify. Neither should
be
be canceled. I think they should both say what they want to say, because I want to see people say what they believe. I don't want them to be in the shadows and say this stuff behind the scenes. I want them to say it out loud, so you can go, hey, I don't want to listen to Tenacious D now.
It'd be awesome
if
we had like a constitutional right that protected that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Like one of the like early ones,
right out of the gate. Silly.
So you were saying it was said the day after?
Yeah. And I think it is important to...
But that's before all the information even came in, though. You're not even aware of if people died. You were still hearing... like
it's the context.
You have to put everything into the context of what people knew. He's not... I just don't think he's analyzing everything. And people can... You have every right to not like him, be a fan, hate him. But it's like, I just hate the idea of cancel culture, mainly because it also didn't work.
Yeah.
And it's come back, and the pendulum is also swinging so hard.
I don't want to go the other way and say they did it to us, so now we're going to do it to them. Two wrongs don't make a right. I don't know if you guys grew up with parents, but they said two wrongs don't make a right. You stand your ground and you say, no, cancel culture is bad. It is bad to cancel people for their free speech.
No matter who the target.
No matter who it is. I don't care who it is. They should all be able to say it. You just don't buy it and say, oh, well, I appreciate your apology. I'm no longer going to go to your shows or whatever. Like, that's your right to do that as well. Just do that.
Yeah. And if people want to boycott it. I mean, you're allowed to. I just think it's your
buying dollar.
It's like, do you really feel that way though? That's the part that I don't understand. Do you really feel that strongly that Kyle Gass said that it's enraging you and everything that's going? You don't give a shit that. Be honest with yourself. Yeah, you don't really care. You care about all this other stuff that happened, and this is just a symptom of it. Yeah. But you don't really care about this particular instance. Like, I would care way more about the Destiny thing, but it's like this thing, it's like, yeah, it'll be out of your head. Let it go. You know,
So if that's the case, is the canceling of the tour a virtue signal that, hey, I mean, it seems a little hyperbolic to cancel and it's like, what is the point of canceling the tour? Is it we really do care this much?
No.
They don't care, but I think they're doing it to act like they do care. Because I don't care that this guy hates Trump. I know lots of people hate Trump. I don't care when I hear it, see it. It doesn't affect me. It affects me zero.
Yeah.
So when I hear it on stage out of a comedian, then I'm going to be like, and even then, there's liberal comedians I think Jim Jeffries is hilarious to me.
Absolutely is.
And everything he says politically, I'm the antithesis of in my political alignment and affiliation. However, if it's funny, I'm going to laugh because I know it's comedy.
I've said that forever. Like, why do I have to agree with you to laugh at something? If you're able to put it into words that I find funny and present it the way that you think it works, I'm going to laugh. Exactly, I don't have to go like, well, I don't agree with that at all. That's not for me. Like, you shouldn't agree with a lot.
Have you never said a joke? Have you never said a joke that is really horrible and bad?
Every time I go on stage,
100 people, everybody has said a joke that's really bad, right? Like it's not that serious and it's interesting. The Australian government was the one that was like,
that was the one that canceled Jeselnik. Remember Jeselnik Offensive? His show got canceled because of the shark attack in Australia that he made fun of the victims. He did a shark dance with all the girls came out on stage dressed in shark costumes, giving him a lap dance.
It's funny.
It's hilarious. But it was fine here because we know we're like, that's Jeselnik.
Yeah.
But then in Australia, they canceled him. They put his parents' address online and his parents' phone number. And they were like bombarding his family with, death threats. And they canceled his whole television show for that. And it was like, over here, it's like goose and gander.
And again, you go to the person who's, the victim or family victims. They're probably going to be like, yeah, we get it. It's fine. We're more concerned with the shark attack.
Yeah, they're at the funeral. They're not watching the Jeselnik Offensive.
Yeah, they get, and yeah, I just don't understand that.
If you're going to be so free speech and then try and cancel people, I don't think people are. I haven't seen that many individual people outside of these, like them canceling themselves and Australia canceling them. I've seen obviously people say that they shouldn't have said it and that they hate them now, which is like, okay, fine, I get it. But yeah, I don't think I've seen too many people outright saying that they should be canceled.
But canceled is such a subjective word.
Canceled as in like not allowed to play venues and say what they want to say and all this stuff.
Yeah,
corporate. It is a corporate cancellation.
It's a corporate cancellation.
That's another thing is I listened to that apology because I don't remember anybody asking for it. Nobody asked for an apology.
No, he did it.
A lot of people don't need it. He did it. They both did it on their own, which I think I appreciate. Is that they came out and apologized.
Well, I made a joke. I posted it. Dave, this is pretty funny. And I thought it was, I'm not very clever when I write jokes. I'm not the most clever person.
That sounded like George Bush right there. I'm
not a good comedian.
I'm not very clever, admittedly. And I would like to preface it with that. I thought it was funny because, as comedians, in the face of this, we try to write something that's not being written by the masses. We don't want to write a joke that's a meme that everybody gets. And I had said, Biden in 2020, quote, you're not black if you don't vote for me. And then I said, Trump 2024, hold my ear. Which was, in effect, Trump saying, I'm going to outdo you, hold my beer.
Mike Tyson joke?
Yeah. And I was like, Trump saying, hey, I'm going to get so much street cred. I took a shot and got a felony in the same year. I win the black vote. That street cred, hold my beer. I got crucified by conservatives saying you don't make fun of Trump. I'm like, actually, I'm shitting on Biden. Like, it's talking about him pandering to black folks. Hold my ear is just a pun for hold my beer, which is him one-upping. But I lost, 600 or 700 followers on Instagram from that. And I tried to put I didn't put an apology, make no mistake. I put an explanation of, hey, idiot, you don't get the joke. This is what I mean. And I was like, read anything I've ever posted. It's all pro-Trump shit. And, so it's just,
why can't you make fun of Trump?
Exactly. That was my point.
Absolutely make fun
of Trump. If it's funny, and even if that joke was taken that way, hold my ear, it's.
I mean, everything that people like about what a character of him does, like Shane Gillis or stuff you see online, it's a parody of Trump. It's not necessarily done lovingly every time either.
It's not.
You know, and that's what's funny about it.
And if it was done lovingly, that would be weird and unfunny.
Well, yeah, there's always has to be a little bit of making fun of it in the parody. It's not like you have to straight up insult somebody, because you can't really do a character unless you kind of respect who you're impersonating, at least in the way to do it, you know. But there has to be something there that connects with the real person. But you're still making fun of the person. That's why you're doing the joke,
right? And
the impression.
Well, wasn't it Jimmy Fallon on SNL in like 2000 who did the Karl Malone skit, and they said it was blackface?
That was Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, sorry. It was one of the late night guys. And they said it was black, and he came out and apologized for doing blackface. It's like, that was a skit somebody else wrote. And you didn't do blackface, you did a black person, right?
Yeah.
No, he dressed. He wore all black because he did a dead-on Karl Malone impression, and it was in the early 2000s, and nobody cared.
Right.
And Sarah Silverman had the thing where she wore blackface, but the whole joke was she was making fun of racism, and then nobody got it, and they were just like, "Still shot, take it, let's cancel her." It was the same thing. So but look at the news. What happened with Fallon was he lovingly tousled Trump's hair. And the left went nuts at him because he humanized Trump. And it's like, he's a human.
He's a human. Wow.
He's interviewing.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's like, it's always something from an extreme on one of these sides.
Like them posting the site of the shooter being killed, and they said it was propaganda. The shooter's body, they said was propaganda. And they were talking about it. They're like, it's a photo. No, it's facts.
Yes.
A photo of actual events. It's not propaganda. So when are facts now propaganda? It's just...
I guess when they don't please you.
It's a weird world.
So I think, and break it down to your question about Tenacious D, why did they pull the tour? I think there's a certain amount of fear that they probably have of why they don't want to tour, and that's not against anybody who's a supporter or not a supporter. It's just there's a lot of crazy people out there, and I think it goes both ways.
I heard a great hypothesis on why they did it is because when you get these massive venues, and you might know about this, you have to get insurance.
Yes.
And it's very expensive to get all of these tour dates insured. And then when you say something like that, that might be concerning to some people out there, and then who knows what happens, and it just makes the whole situation more dangerous. So that's like an explanation of why they might have.
No, that's true, but could explain massive shows, because my career has nothing.
I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
I don't know.
From my experience, it's darn near 300 people.
Oh shit. That's 300.
They're all in the one building at 2 different shows.
Different nights.
It's all something. So it's
phenomenal.
We were talking about this yesterday about the whole situation. I'm trying to take more of a positive outlook on it. It is another overreach with the media, another situation where people see the humanity of Trump and the outright lies that the media does. So I'm trying to take it as like there is silver linings to this situation. What is your outlook? Do you think it makes the kind of strife worse, or what do you think?
I mean, we touched on it earlier about the pendulum kind of swinging back. It kind of does feel like that, whether it was the hyperbole of, the situations that's going on, the 34 counts, felony accounts for one thing that he did. Yeah. What was it effective? It was hush money, and
got dropped pretty quick.
Yeah. And now it's just like not a thing. And it does feel like, fortunately, it feels like the pendulum swinging back a little bit. It's gotten so outlandish with, every little thing, the hypersensitivity of it, and the sensationalization of the media. It's, you got to do the whole world now is the internet. You got to get clicks. That's how you get the money. Right. You got to get the eyeballs. You got to get the attention, and you're not going to get that with, very benign, mundane stuff. Excuse me, but
you can
it's
say
tedious.
Okay. So
it is tedious.
Yeah, and so now it's like Biden's an idiot, Trump's a moron, Biden's almost dead, Trump's a racist, Biden sniffed kids, Trump is Hitler, and it's like you just have to keep one-upping everybody.
Escalation.
And now it's like it was there was almost a calm. And I just came through the hurricane in Houston, and the eye of the storm came through, and it was eerily calm. And it really lended credence to that phrase, eerily calm. When post-Trump, it was like they pulled the left pulled a lot of the ads that they were going to post smearing Trump, and everybody was like kind of still for a little bit. It felt like, hey, we're not, hearing Biden call Trump Donald in 4 years or even longer than that. You've never heard that. And it was like almost humanizing him, to get back to it. So it does feel like it's swinging back a little bit. And it's unfortunate it took an assassination attempt for us to like decompress and realize like, holy shit, this has gotten out of control. Like this is ridiculous.
And I think people have to realize really what's happened in the last few years and how much it has been pushed. Even if you go back to 2020 and realize that it's all been the same year and a result of the same thing. We've all been living in consequence. And the way that we do market, the way that we let people go at their other opponent in voting, there used to be some sort of, at least some way where it seemed reasonable. And now it's become, like this guy bangs kids and this guy goes to a secret island on a jet and it's nuts. Right. So you keep feeding everybody this stuff where now you're abusing a judicial system to go after a guy several times. He stole a bunch of classified documents and he keeps them in Mar-a-Lago. This guy does, it was this endless witch hunt until they got what they wanted. They put it out in the media constantly to make them look as bad as they could. You can't look at it any other way because we just saw it all happen. It's like you constantly told the public that this guy was a monster doing all these things. He said his property was worth more. Mm-hmm. Oh, do you mean like in 2008 when you guys collapsed the entire the entire housing system and none of you paid for anything? None of you got even a day in prison?
Right. Yeah.
But that was okay to do? Oh, right. And then who bailed you out? The American taxpayer. Yeah. But that was fine. But then you sit there and you jam it down the throat of America and you're surprised that this is the end result. I mean, you have to understand that this endless trajectory of telling people somebody is a monster is going to eventually affect the psyche of a broken person.
Yeah. Of course. And the bubble has to pop at some point.
And it did. And I mean, that's the problem. And
we could take this moment. Like you said, there was a little bit of a calm. Of course, the mainstream media is going to be mainstream media. They're going to try and paint things, whatever, which is disgusting, the way that the headlines were. But there was almost a moment where people were kind of going like, oh, wait, let's actually cool down the rhetoric and shit. Because I think that is something that does need to be happening, just not from the fucking media because you guys did it. But we could take that moment and then go forward in a positive way.
Yeah.
But,
no, you're right.
It's very difficult to do that because of the engagement farming aspect of the internet and how rage does sell and how all that stuff kind of bleeds in to each other and makes things kind of worse and worse and worse. But like being aware of that, I think we need to be aware of that thing and operate that way.
Well, and it's also, if it bleeds, it leads has always been the thing. But
always,
the problem is they started creating the blood.
Yeah.
And that is becoming the problem in our country, is the media is creating the stories for them to happen and for them to occur. And they just created a presidential assassination. And they are at fault. Like when you have to go, you have a morning show on MSNBC called Cup of Joe, and you have to pull it off the air because you're like, look, there's no way they can do this without calling him Hitler the day after an assassination.
Obviously,
like
we've programmed them for years
that's
now.
That's what I mean. Like
2 years straight, we can't.
I'm sorry, they're rogue, and there's no way we can control them.
Take them down.
So they're robots. We wrote the program.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to write new code.
Yeah,
slow down.
There's no way we can convince them this guy's good.
And again, like we said earlier, if the shoe was on the other foot and the assassination attempt was taken at Joe, the hyperbole of that side would be it would be mind-numbing.
What happened?
You want to call for everything.
And I think you would see a response from the right that was, and I think you are getting a ton of people on the left that are empathetic, and I'm not going to take that away from them either because I've seen it. But it's like you would see a lot of people on the right that are religious and are a little bit more. I think you would see that same compassion towards Joe as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's fair to say. Like I think it's absolutely shit what happened, and no one wishes it on anybody.
Right.
And I mean, and speaking of Joe, in a new interview with BET News,
wait.
Yeah, let's not gloss over that.
did you guys dig today? News story.
It's right in the surface. Right in the surface.
I was watching a rerun of The Fresh Prince, and this came on.
Breaking news. I'm sorry. Breaking news.
The president just was almost assassinated. Who do you want to talk to, sir? Can we get on BET?
Let me see what does Tyler, what does Spike Lee have to say?
Okay, so hold on. Joe Biden was on BET?
Yes, Joe Biden was on.
Please gotta continue this.
So in an interview with BET News,
It's my people.
Joe Biden said that he would consider dropping out if he was diagnosed with a medical condition by doctors. The 81-year-old president, boy, 81? Doesn't look a day.
That guy's spry.
Yeah, does not look a day.
You seen him ride a bike? Woo!
Dead for 3 years. But made the remark when asked what it would take to prompt him to reconsider his candidacy. And he said, if I had some medical condition that emerged, if doctors came to me, I'm quoting him, that's why it sounds like said, you got this problem and that problem. Many doctors who studied Biden's public remarks said he may have Parkinson's disease.
He went to BET.
Many people with
You
eyeballs.
called it, Dave.
Are you sure he doesn't have sickle cell?
There'd be
He voted for himself.
the people at BET going, I don't understand what he's saying.
What the fuck this white man saying?
But so Parkinson's disease or a related condition. But the White House has insisted that Biden doesn't need a fresh medical exam following his unsteady and confusing debate performance. How do you feel about his unsteady and confused debate performance? Well, we certainly don't think he needs to talk to a doctor. Representative Adam Schiff and his wonderful cherry cheeks said of Biden, his service as a senator, vice president, and president has made our country better. He then started snickering and said, hold on a minute. But he also said, it's time for Biden to pass the torch in order to defeat Donald Trump in November. This makes him the 21st House Democrat to call on Biden to step aside. Now, it just so happens that today, randomly, in Vegas, where Biden was, I guess, playing some slots, was diagnosed with COVID and is canceling upcoming speeches.
Is that a medical condition?
Yes, apparently COVID is. And we do have a picture of something Biden, the well-vaxxed Biden, said about COVID. He said, "You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations." This is now the 112th time Biden has got COVID since the start of the pandemic.
Which matches how many boosters he's had as well, I think, right? Jeez. Why does he go to BET for this interview? Do you think you fumble through an interview and you're like, I wonder what Nick Cannon has to say?
Yeah.
After Kamala's great BET performance, did you see that? Oh, we out here.
Oh, my God.
Ain't like us.
I'm going on Wildin' Out. You think if you fumbled through an MSNBC speech that you're going to make it on Wildin' Out?
They got him rapping.
God, I want to see that.
He probably was trying to say MSNBC, but it came
That's why he
out.
was stunned.
Yeah, he's like, I want to do the I know I'm gonna go to Vegas. Let's do Bet TV. He just ends up on BET, confused. He's like, oh man, I'm only used to being in a room with one of these.
What's going on?
Oh my
You guys look like a guy I used to know.
Oh man, I ran with a guy like this.
What are you doing? What are you doing? No, what are you doing?
Yeah. Hey, if you guys don't vote for me, you're not, don't do that again. Sir.
Don't do that
Sir,
again.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that
It's a
again.
really bad
Their
choice.
Secret Service could dump it. No! Mr. President, no!
Oh my God.
Stop, right? You're saying. Okay, look. Who are they going to put in? There's no way. What is the play? Because it can't be Kamala because she's more unlikable.
No one likes her.
Nobody likes her.
Gavin's too extreme.
Gavin is too extreme for the entire country.
What do we say? It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we do an ear for an ear?
After you
Canceled. We're no longer doing
Am I
creative
canceled?
things together.
It's a joke. I don't.
make an apology now.
No.
Good.
That one I want to apologize. Gavin Newsom can suck my dick.
Like, who could they put in?
That guy's the devil. That's the problem.
Michelle.
looks like it, yeah.
Gavin Newsom and the Prime Minister of Canada are they're just demons. I'm sorry. I am convinced those are awful, awful people.
And Whitmer.
Whitmer's.
She's got like the lipstick outside the lips. That's when you know.
Well, yeah, and she also, faked a kidnapping and then was like, "I'm still here."
Like, can I get my boat out on the lake?
The Canadian Smollett. Juicy Smollett of Canada.
Juicy. He is the Juicy Smollett.
Juicy Smollett of Canada.
Gavin Newsom's the worst.
Oh, it's really bad.
The worst.
He's slimy enough though. I think it might work on a lot of liberal minds.
I don't think so. I think he's too douchey and white.
That's what they like.
No, he's
like
driving people
men.
out of California.
He looks like Christian
but they
Bale
voted
playing
him.
Patrick Bateman in American Psycho without any of the likable qualities.
When he had a chance to get out, they voted him back
Yes,
in.
with less charm and the ability to talk about 80s music.
Yes.
I have no faith in the.
Yeah, he's the guy doing doggy style, flexing his muscles, smiling at himself. Like, go fuck yourself.
I don't think he would win. Absolutely, there's no way. I don't think he'd win. I don't think they have anybody right now that could win.
I don't think.
What about Michelle?
Yeah, you guys were talking about. I don't know. Does she have enough pull with people?
From what I've heard, and like Chad Prather and I have spoken, like the only thing is unblemished, being unblemished.
Just comes in, you got it, dude. It's like, you and your
America's
sister?
sweetheart. They can tag team.
Well, people have insulted her so much, calling her Big Mike and all this other,
You got broad shoulders. You got.
Oh no, I'm not.
She's got a huge cock too. Like
an oversized clit is not a cock, mate.
No, it's not.
It just
It's
means you're
just-
one of those in betweens.
Yes, it's just very potent.
I don't know.
It's like Sigourney Weaver.
She looks like Brittany Griner post.
Sigourney Weaver, the thing that comes next to her. That's the clit. Are you running this year? Then a smaller clit comes out of that clit. Tries to eat her face. The thing about Michelle, and I'm sure people hate it, but it's like, what has she done really besides be like, hey, we have an obesity epidemic, maybe vegetables, and everybody's like, you shut your face. Have some cookies. Eat more
You
processed food, you
It's
whore.
true. She's unblemished. Like you
Really,
said.
you're right.
What
She's
has she done?
unblemished. Like, really, what did she do? Like, besides looking mannish?
But when they went pre-debate, they were talking about the debate that the contingency of the debate stemmed from not what was good in your speech, but was what you could dig up on the other person. It was all the negativity of the other person that you could dig up. So if the whole thing is founded on the least negativity, then Michelle has to be the only person that you can go to. Because there's nothing, she doesn't have to win. She just has to not lose, right? Like you don't have to. No, I don't think anybody can.
That's a tough.
But we're not talking about, I'm not talking about against Trump. I'm talking about in the DNC to win who's going to get the most votes on that side. Yeah. And from that side, it has to be Michelle.
But it's
the least negativity.
I can't see other places where it can be any potential, because Newsom, you can just go, hey, have you seen California? Take a look. They closed the In-N-Out in Oakland, not because it wasn't thriving monetarily. It was just because people wouldn't stop dealing with what is called urban snow in the parking lot. That's windshield from break-ins. It's just what's left on the ground. Like, they had to close a successful restaurant because it's like, oh no, we do well inside. It's just all the parking lot murders.
You got a lot of burgers.
So is it really called urban snow, or did you make that? Is that really a thing?
In urban snow,
there's a term for the high frequency of broken windshields.
No, just broken glass
So
everywhere that it's called urban snow.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's fun. And you're from Detroit. You get auto cred.
Oh, yeah. No, but in Detroit, we're not as crappy as California.
True.
We just have snow. They have urban snow. Like, that's what what a bad job this man has done. In San Diego, where it's like people leave notes on their cars that are like, I don't have anything in. They leave their glove boxes open. They just leave just to let people know, please don't. Like, these are supposed to be in some of the most high, and they are in some of the most costly areas. So it's like, I just bought myself a $3 million 1.5 bedroom. And then I got to go park my car and then just leave a note that says like, okay, I don't have anything inside. So unless you know how to steal this electric piece of crap nobody wants in the first place.
Who built this flourishing town? Gavin. Oh, let's give him the whole country.
Yeah, let's just see what he could do. I like the way he
run
smiles.
this. Yeah.
Got a good smile.
I liked Adam Carolla just asking him questions about, so why did you shut down everything during COVID if you didn't have this information? And he just couldn't answer it, but he's just grinning the whole time. And he's like, he's asking you a serious question about why you made everybody lose their jobs and their livelihoods in your state. And you can't even give an answer. He's like, well, we didn't have all the information. He's like, but you felt you had enough information to shut down everything and make people lose their jobs?
Like, well, it was for the safety of everyone else. You know what? Gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
Gave us
See
time
you guys
to
later.
clean up the urban snow.
Yes.
Jeez.
Well, I have to talk to you about this. You were at the Home Run Derby with the national anthem.
Yeah, I was.
Where on Monday, prior to the 2024 Home Run Derby at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, 4-time Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Ingrid Andress. Is that right?
Oh, I've never heard of her.
Ingrid Andress.
She's a country star.
That explains
That's why we have never heard of her.
That explains
It would explain it. I like some country.
I love country.
Like old country.
But I
Old
still
school.
don't know who
Old
she is. Yeah.
Yeah, I like good country.
Same, yeah.
And not the new stuff.
Yeah.
And Ingrid, well, I shouldn't say new, just
The
say
poppier
new.
stuff.
Well, I'd assume they got
You can say new, Boomer. You can say new.
I'm a boomer.
You can say it.
I would assume they got a singer that could really belt it out. Good stuff.
Yeah.
It was tantamount to Roseanne Barr, Carl Lewis, Fergie. It was so bad. Midway through the anthem, I pulled my phone out to record the last bit of it. And I don't know how long the anthem is, but my video's 39 seconds from when I started it to the end. That's how bad it was. And it was atrocious.
You know when a Texas boy pulls out his phone during the anthem, something's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There's an
absolutely.
assassination attempt happening.
It's either a
You're
spaceship
seeing
is
this.
landing.
Exactly. The next day, I had to walk around with bandages on my ears.
The look on the players' faces is pretty funny too. They're like,
Do we have footage of this? Because I haven't seen it.
"Oh, you know we do."
Let's check it out.
I mean,
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous
okay. So she's
It's not bad yet. It's not good.
for the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still
Nope.
there.
She's going for it.
Say, does that
Oh, she looks good.
star-spangled banner yet wave
we should have started the show with this.
I know.
for the land of the free?
Can't go that high. Let's drop back down.
And the home of the brave.
Oh my.
The funniest part was I sat third base line where she had to walk through the media tunnel, and she walked and she was from me to you, Dave, away, and she looked at her publicist manager, whomever it was, and you could see her visibly go, was it bad?
How'd I do?
You know, and it was very like Joe Biden post every time you've walked off a stage. Like, what? This was.
The publicist is just like, I'm not your publicist.
To be fair, that sounds like everything on the radio now.
Well, also in the beginning, it
That's
seemed
just
like
the
it was
trend.
going to go well.
It was fine. Yeah.
And then it sounded like she had a very, very powerful vibrator stuck in her
That's
the
so
last
accurate.
3/4 of the song. And she's like,
I've never wanted a Simon Cowell review so bad in my life. I wanted to hear what Simon Cowell from American Idol had to say.
you were awful.
End your life. It was atrocious.
I'm sorry, you're famous for what? Being a whore? Okay, so
I've never heard this. Where did they get this woman?
well,
Never heard of her.
apparently from country. But the
A third world one.
She's a 4-time
country?
Grammy award-winning artist.
yeah, she has 4 Grammys.
You just throwing those things out?
A country artist.
It ain't got to be good.
It's my understanding the Grammys did come and take back her trophies.
On the way out, while she was walking down that tunnel, they were like,
They just knock on her door and they're like, "Hi, we're the Grammys."
For real.
What we're
Yeah.
here for.
Wait, don't you work for Aaron's also?
we do.
We get to take our we're here to repossess everything.
had a bad night. She had a bad night.
She had a bit. No, and anything I think is forgivable
Right, had a
because
bad night.
in our society, people don't hold on to things forever.
See, cancel that tour.
Yeah,
That's Tenacious D
Might be
live.
one.
yeah.
I don't care what you said.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be canceled for the national anthem
Being
tour.
trash.
But the morning after, Ingrid penned on her social media platforms, "I'm not going to bullshit, y'all. I was drunk last night." Well, no shit. "I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to the MLB, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun. XO, Ingrid."
Rehab is super fun.
Oh, there's nothing better. She's going to have the time of her life.
I think that statement's bullshit.
No, I think that's great. I don't.
You
That
don't?
she, no,
No,
she
I-
just
and-
fucking
and-
went for it.
And I believe, and I know I'm on the other side of this, but I think it was bullshit. I think she can't sing. I think there's no auto-tune, no studio. You got exposed. And I've known a lot of people perform drunk, and they do fine. Most musicians, most artists, especially country.
As far as I know, it's the only people that do very good singing when they're drunk and high is every country singer.
Unless
you
history
wanna-
of country music.
Unless you want to count Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash, Earl Haggard,
Don't count any of those.
Hank 1, 2, 3.
Could you imagine the repossession team of the Grammys for everybody who was found drunk whilst performing?
Yeah, like Jerry Lee Lewis was drunk and just pulled out of a 13-year-old and was like, "All right, guys, where's the piano?"
Where's that bench at?
I mean, I don't know if Dolly Parton had serious issues. I'm guessing Tammy and George, they were great.
Who was the Liza Minnelli's mom? Judy Garland.
Oh,
You've
Judy
heard the tapes
Garland.
of her where she's drunk
And
and she's
Liza
like,
Minnelli.
"Ah."
Yeah, that is yeah.
And she was talented.
Oh yeah, she was very talented.
Yes.
Yeah, Mommy Dearest is a rough watch.
Yes.
That's what she had to deal with every day.
Whitney Houston doesn't seem like the face of sobriety either.
No, but she could come out there and you're like,
Crush.
"Wow, I guess she is sober."
Yeah. Yes. So no, the girl can't sing. I
mean,
that's my take. Period.
Even when Ozzy was on had the reality show, it would just be like, "Oh, you know anything is, oh no where I'm," and then he'd come out and be like, "Going off the rails." You're like, "How is this
It's like clear as a day.
How can you can't talk, walk, or think, but you can still sing
right?"
beautifully.
Yeah.
That's
She
talent.
wasn't drunk.
I think they should just be honest and be like, "I can do the national anthem, but I'm gonna need some auto tune."
Yeah.
So it can just be like Rockets, Red Glamour.
Or yeah.
You know, get the
Didn't
DJ
Milli-
out on the field.
Didn't
or
Milli
something.
Vanilli get busted doing something? That's how he got
yeah.
caught? Was
No,
it
yeah,
the
they
national
were
anthem or something?
Yeah, one of them died, I believe, by maybe suicide. I don't know, or at least like
I didn't know that.
alcoholism.
Their lives were
and-
destroyed.
Their lives were destroyed.
They were put in that position not on their own. It was the
Right.
the managers that were doing
Yeah,
it.
it was.
Yeah, for something that like everybody does, which is like lip syncing at a concert, and like there was actually a good reason for it. Like I think one of them were sick.
Yeah.
Like it's a horrible thing that happened to them.
Milli Vanilli?
Yeah.
They couldn't sing. They weren't very
Right.
good. They looked good. So the
Right.
so the producers put them as the voices, as the faces of the voices. So it was other
Yeah.
people singing the entire thing.
That wasn't the case
Album
for
and
her. She
everything.
was a solid 6.
the whole time.
Yeah.
So that wasn't it.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I think she's fantastic.
I think she
He
should
needs another-
blame
She
it
Might
on
be.
the rain.
I just don't think it was alcohol that caused that.
Could be.
Apologies everywhere. I appreciate it, guys.
No, I think you're right. I mean, and if it was alcohol, I mean, you did all right. I've seen worse karaoke.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
if
done worse things
Look,
than
if she was drunk off her ass, I've made worse choices.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right, yeah.
I guess that's not true. I've never walked and sang the national anthem.
Yeah, thank God no one had a video camera on me.
Yeah, I know. I can only imagine somebody being like, in rehab going like, well, this is the tape of where you hit rock bottom, and it's in
Can you imagine the lack of respect
stadium?
she'll have at rehab? Like, hey, what were you doing right before this? Oh, I was singing the national anthem on TV in front of 70,000 people. What were you doing?
Yeah, no.
I was blowing a guy under a dumpster. Like, oh, yeah, our rock bottoms are a little different.
Yeah, ours were, but that's a shame.
I wrote my car around some kindergartners.
How are you paying for rehab? Oh, I just wrote a check. You? I'll be in debt the rest of my life. That'll probably drive me right back into pills.
For the land of the
That's a whole
That was pretty
big.
good.
But not healthcare and the home.
of the indigenous people that were here before you white people.
Yeah, you took we're on stolen land. That could have been worse.
I could have been worse.
I like that version better. Somebody should do that version.
That was it right there.
Hey, Arlington,
It's all drunk.
we're free.
Yeah, hire us.
The woke anthem. There it is.
No, we're free. We'll do it for free.
We'll do a practice game even.
Well, I thought it stunk. And I got a question. Dr. Steve, why do some people's farts stink and others don't?
Concluding our three-part series on stool and bowels, Kaylee L. says, Dear Dr. Steve, my roommate's farts would kill a moose. We eat the same things and mine don't smell. Why do some people reek while others don't? This question really brings back memories for me. When I was a kid, my brother, who is 12 years older than I am, delighted in holding me down and passing gas from his horrific rectum directly into my face. This would have been bad enough, part of growing up with a big brother, if not for the fact that his flatus was and still is the most noxious, puke-inducing gas in the history of the universe. I am certain that breathing the atmosphere of Jupiter would be less toxic. I distinctly remember him chasing 5 grown men out of a cabin in a remote Canadian lake with one of his malodorous explosions. I was convinced for years that something demonic had crawled up his ass and died. But when I went to medical school and developed the scientific skills to investigate stuff like this, I found the answer to be more benign. Intestinal gas is a mixture of swallowed air, if you don't belch it up, you'll pass it through the other end, and products of fermentation of bacteria. When sugars and starches that the human body can't digest enter the lower intestines, bacteria break them down. The byproduct of this system is a variety of gases, including carbon dioxide, methane, and hydrogen sulfide. Methane is flammable and produced by most but not all people, which is why some people can light their farts and some can't. Carbon dioxide is odorless and heavier than air. Hydrogen sulfide contributes the majority of the fart smell, generally described as having a rotten egg stench. Every person has a slightly different collection of bacteria and yeast in their gut, and each organism contributes a slightly different nuance to the overall fragrance and volume of gas. Just as a fine wine keeps the palate stimulated with a variety of taste notes, each person's unique batch of intestinal organisms leads shading to the stench of their farts. Your roommate, and my brother apparently, simply have a collection of organisms that produce a horrid, malodorous, voluminous reek. Is there anything that can be done for rotten bowel gas? Some people think probiotic agents, foods and supplements containing quote-unquote good bacteria, help establish a less stinky colony in the bowel. I have yet to find a good study in the medical literature that confirms this, but it probably would do no harm. You can start with live cultured yogurt and step up to the more expensive capsules of freeze-dried bacteria if needed. Or you can lean into it and just buy a Flatus flute from flatusflute.com. It's a whistling butt plug for entertainment purposes only. In 1997, Chester Weimer was granted patent number 5593398 entitled Protective Underwear with Malodorous Flatus Filter. The undergarment has a pocket on the rear that has a replaceable activated charcoal packet, which the subject farts through. The sound and odor are muffled by passage through the filter. I'd suggest buying a pair for your roommate and seeing if they work. If they do, you'll be living in a more fart-free environment. If they don't, you will have a hilarious story about how you convinced your gullible roommate to wear these ridiculous undergarments. Either way, it's a win-win. Right, Dave?
Couldn't agree more, Dr. Steve. Thank you for explaining to the audience why some farts stink and others are wonderful.
Every time I think he's got all the information out, he always has more information to give us. I appreciate him.
He knows everything about everything.
Do you guys want to hear a disgusting, embarrassing story about me from our old LWC days?
Of course.
In relation to this? It was
I don't know where this is going.
It was my first week there, okay?
Okay.
And I had some stomach issues that were not good. And they've since been resolved, but at the time
that's good.
It was not good. And I had used the bathroom there, and Steven had gone in after me. And you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh my God, I do know this.
He came out and he made a huge scene about it. He was like, who the fuck did this? He was like, I know it wasn't any of the girls. Whoever did this, get your stomach checked, get it fixed. And I was just like, I was like my third day. And everybody was like, who was it? Who was it? And it was
I thought it was Luna.
It was me.
Oh, no.
So.
That's humiliating.
Yeah.
But he also did that to me and then a couple other new people. It was his thing.
I was just like, he doesn't think it's he definitely doesn't think it's me, but it was me.
No. I've had that once when I used to drink a lot and I worked at a luggage store.
Yeah.
And my boss walked into the bathroom and it was after a hard night binge drinking. And all I heard was like, oh my God, oh no, oh no, oh Lord.
Somebody's committed a crime in here.
Oh no. And I was like over there just like taking inventory, pretending it was someone else, even though it literally couldn't be. And he's just like,
There's nobody else that works.
There was like one other person, but she was like 80, and we all knew. Like it smelled like it's like who went to White Castle after a night bonging a fifth.
I eat a lot of buffalo wings, so
Yeah, well that'll do it.
Sorry.
You shouldn't feel bad. You're a human being.
I'm not. That's why I said it out loud on this show on the internet.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Care.
I'm just saying, everybody.
My farts don't stink, but
yeah, mine.
You guys do.
Are horrific.
I will say I drove all the way to Tulsa with both of you guys and remarked that we never smelled any farts.
That is
the
true.
Entire way there back. So
a lot of silent,
clearly we're all three good now.
Silent and safe farts, I believe in.
The second I got home, I just let it out. I woke the neighbor's dogs.
Like you did look kind of crampy when you were getting out of the car.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, my legs from sitting so long.
That's just how we.
But it was really the bacteria and the butt plug I had bought from.
That was the whistling.
Yes, the fartyflutes.org or whatever.
Loudest flutes. A real product by Dr. Steve. Check them out.
Oh wow. Yeah, check out and thank you, Flautist Flutes, for sponsoring this episode. We do have to get out of here in a second, but I will tell you what won't stink. Going to the Addison Improv tomorrow night and seeing our boy Jesse Peyton.
That's it. Y'all come out. Couples therapy. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a fun show. Addison Improv.
Is couples therapy like what's the
shtick is it's a relationship themed comedy show, so it's perfect date night. 98.73% of all guys who bring a girl there get laid after the show. I mean, do what you want, fellas. But it's 3 comics. We all go up there, do 15, 20 minutes of relationship style comedy. After that, I call all the comics back on stage. We take questions that the audience can write out about relationships.
Oh, that's fun.
And we answer those. So it's a lot of fun. At the last show, we had somebody write in which nationality performs the best oral sex, to which one of the comedians replied, obese. And which also is 98.73% accurate. So
true.
Come learn something tomorrow at the Addison Improv. Couples therapy. It's a fun time. Yeah. And everybody, it's a good show.
It's oral with gratitude.
It is.
Mm-hmm. This is a conservative network. We don't get oral over here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
it's against God's wishes.
God's wishes.
Oh yeah, this is normal world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless it's
horrible to say.
Stop.
You know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like? The end of the world.
I can't.
Abnormal world.
I can't. Okay, so many. I was going to say 2 men. Many Democratic politicians had
many men.
Many Democratic politicians had anti-Trump social media posts seemingly disappear with no explanation over the weekend. What are some things that have disappeared with no explanation? QB.
A boner when Nancy Pelosi's waddle comes out.
Oh God,
Have you seen it?
Oh, it's no good.
Terrific.
It leaves it soft for
goes
days.
Yeah, it's something to see.
Yeah, it goes inside.
Yeah.
You wake up with an inverted penis.
Oh yeah.
Angela.
I'm going to say Hunter's bank account when he's skiing.
Yes. Skiing.
Oh yeah.
Not that kind of skiing, but yeah.
Well, it depends if he's.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. He's
The
skiing.
inside.
You know what I mean?
A lot of people.
Middle out.
A lot of people have done this to get to go skiing, though. It's
That's
just
how you ski.
he has deeper pockets. Jesse.
Things that disappear without an explanation. Anything that was typed on Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yeah, there you go. Very true, including who he goes skiing with.
Exactly. And those
And their
those
agent.
social media updates.
Yes. I'm going to say Tower 7.
Wow.
Wow.
Is it too much?
Wait till the second one hits.
Magic Johnson says.
That's true. But that was money. Anyone who's wronged the Clintons?
Hmm.
The
scared.
evidence of what those two guys did here?
Stop.